It's happening. We're
Recording.
here. Welcome back to Oddities, everybody. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly. I had a
And
brain
welcome
fart there
back.
for a minute.
You're like processing. And welcome back to Strange Town.
Oddities. Stay strange.
As per usual, you can find links to all of our fun stuff in the description below, including links to our social media, our Patreon if you'd like to donate to our show, our merch store. We're always running sales, and the holidays are coming, so get something fun and spooky for your favorite spooky people. And we have a link to our website that has all of this stuff. So if you want a one-stop shop, so to speak, go there. Uh, as always, you are more than encouraged to send in your personal spooky stories for us to use in listener episodes. Or, I mean, of course, you can also just write in with topic suggestions or just to say, hi. We love, love, love hearing from the Odd fam. How's my bestie?
I'm good. How's my birthday?
Your bestie's thriving because it is a Thursday. It is a morning. We're doing this together. How fun for us.
Yes, it's. I like recording during the week, and I especially like being able to do it in the morning. It's a good way to start my day, honestly.
Same.
My
Because I
productivity
know
goes up.
I know the rest of my day will be filled with horrors at work, so I'm gonna assume that you'll face horrors at school. And
It
so
is
here
what
we
it is. What are
are.
you gonna do?
We move along. Um, so and if fun. First of all, happy post Halloweeny to everybody. Right? This is the
Yes.
first episode post Halloween.
Yes, it is.
We made it through the spookiest and best season of the year. Now we're heading into another fun season, but you know, nothing tops Halloweeny.
Nothing tops Halloweeny, and one would also say this is probably like our seasonal depression. Our second seasonal depression. Our first one was during summer, but we'll talk about that later.
And then we have a slump post Halloween. But then I
Yeah.
don't know about you. I pick up again for Christmas and stuff. Like I get
Yeah.
psyched. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not the same.
It's
It's a
just not the
different kind of
same.
psyched. Yeah. So, oh,
I
well,
saw
we're
something really cool. It was somebody managed to keep their Christmas tree up the entire year.
fantastic.
And it did inspire me. I might do it this year.
Yes.
They just decorated it for every holiday, per se. And I was like,
Honestly,
you know what? It might keep me cheerful for the entire year. We'll
yeah.
see. What they did, though, for the spooky season was they turned it into a ghost.
Did they just put like a big sheet over it? Because I
They
love
put a big
that.
sheet over it, and then, like little eyes on it, and then it was glowing. I I'm thrilled.
That is the easiest and best decoration right there.
I I love it. The only thing I'm concerned about, my cats will climb in that sucker.
Mm. Pooper used to do that, and now I guess she's mature now and no longer wishes to, but she used to love climbing in the tree.
I
So
am
I
your
can
present.
understand. I am the gift. But you know what? Mood. I love that mentality.
I love. Oh, I'm actually very excited about the tree this year. I'm not gonna lie.
It'll be good times. So
Yeah.
if you do choose to keep the year up the tree round, oh my God, the tree up year round. Wow. Wow. You have to let us know. Like you have to give us an update each time you update the
It's
decorations
decorated.
on it and what it consists of.
Yeah. No. I had to think about. I think I need to think heavily about how I would decorate it.
There
Like,
is, I
because
think,
there's a
some
commitment.
planning. There is. There's some
So
planning necessary. But think about all the fun trips to like the dollar store if you want to get like a little
the dollar
splurgy
store,
Michaels, Hobby
Michaels.
Lobby.
It's never ending there. So
So I mean,
the joy that it could bring me all year, it's a
It's a
possibility.
worthwhile investment
Yeah. So we'll
of
see.
time, energy, and money. I love that. That's wonderful, Bashti. Any fun weekend plans for you guys?
One of his coworkers has a housewarming party that we will then be
Nice.
attending, and I was just informed it is a costume party. So, like, the kids are
Bitch,
good, but I have to hop to on our costumes then.
you gotta get it. Yeah, you need
So,
to.
and I only found out about that by accident.
Oh my God, well, thank God you did find out about it.
So, let me paint you this little picture, okay?
Okay.
One of Michael's friends calls him and he has him on speaker. And then he's like talking about Saturday and he asks about the party. And he goes, "Are you dressing up?" And I slowly turned my head. And Michael's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know." And I was like, just
Like, come again.
so much disdain. And,
I, I love that.
and um he and his friends like, "Come on, man, gotta be like the rest of us nerds." And I was like, it was just, I was so gets off I was like, "It's a costume party." And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You didn't, what, we were gonna show up not in costume?"
Like, what was his, like, what? Never mind. I'm just malfunctioning. I'm so disappointed.
I was like, and Michael's like, "Well, here's the thing, this party, and here is the actual thing. I say we might be going because I guess the party is slowly turning into a very not kid-friendly function.
Ah, so
So
we
he
need to
is
find
not."
babysitting.
Yes, so to be continued.
Okay. I hope you guys get to go though, because
Because
love a good costume party.
here's the plot twist: Scully is arriving at my house today.
Oh my God, okay. There's so many factors to consider here.
So the babysitters are out of town.
I see. Interesting. Okay. Many things to consider there. Regardless,
Unfortunately.
if you go or
But
not, it's still going to be a fun weekend.
it'll be a great weekend. I'm excited to go to the base. I'm excited to see all that and everything. So, you know, it'll be a good time.
I, well, as you know, this is a fun, important weekend. We're going pumpkin picking. In
So
addition,
excited.
we're filming our annual Halloween video, which will have come out, which it'll have come out already, um, by the time this comes out. So, very
Thrilled. Thrilled.
exciting.
Excited. Stoked. Cannot wait.
I hope you love it. But here's the failure. I actually never got around to watching Star Wars.
It's okay. We will all watch it together
We'll do it together.
in
I'm
this next year.
I'm relying on Corey for his direction.
If anything fails on this, it'll be Corey's fault.
It's blood on
It's just,
Corey's hands.
it's on Corey's hands at this point, not yours. Everyone listen very carefully here. Do we hear clearly? Corey's fault, not Cassie's.
Yeah, you know what? Because I feel like Star Wars people can be real assholes.
They can. So again, Corey's fault, not Cassie's. Star Wars fans once attacked a child actor. We're just not going there.
Oh my God, people need to get a life. So anywho, that's the big, shebang on our weekend, aside from the pumpkin picking slash apple picking. And
Big weekend plans for you, my god.
yeah, actually, I'm taking a half day on Friday too, and I'm going and treating myself a little bit to a fun little like massage facial combo because your girl has been stressed, and so I'm trying to be better about taking care of myself.
My girl deserves it.
I love you for that. So,
I'm
without
so
further
excited for
ado,
you.
thank you, Beshte. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
I'm so excited.
Without further ado, should we jump into the good times?
Yes.
My topic is short. but it is spooky.
My topic is a little bit on the longer side.
Would you like to go first?
Yes, I'll go first.
I'm excited.
So I'm talking about Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the
Yay!
Dead. I'm actually very
The
excited
day of the
about this.
spooky.
I have been wanting to talk about this for a long time, but I wanted to time it correctly. And when this is coming out, it's should be, if I'm correct, actually the day after Day of the Dead is celebrated, and actually
Close
it's
enough.
Days of the Dead, because it's a several day celebration. Um, so there is no clarity, really, of where this originated. Some say it was Mexico, some say it was Spain, some say it was Europe.
We just don't know.
Yes. Um, and there is some misconception. Some say it's traditionally celebrated from November 1st. It's on November 1st and the 2nd. Some say it's a multi celebration from the 31st of October to November 6th. And that just depends on region.
Hmm.
Some also say that this was originated from the Aztecs.
Hmm.
I think this really just depends on where you go and who you speak to. One thing that I found in common with everything, though, it is widely celebrated and it is widely accepted and encouraged to be celebrated by all.
That's great.
And I think that that is really beautiful that it is encouraged to be celebrated by all. In my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful traditions and celebrations I've ever witnessed and researched.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, my aunt does an ofrenda. Throughout the years, I've had a small ofrenda. This year, I'm planning on doing a bigger one, so stay tuned for that. It is really just a remarkable thing. So, let's get into it, shall we?
Please.
I'm going to talk more so about the ofrenda and each day. More so because if I go down the rabbit hole of everything else, we're going to be here for 3 days. Literally.
Three-parter coming your way.
So, Mexican Culture Without Borders has celebrated the Day of the Dead since 2004. It is one of the first organizations to educate about the culture importance of the tradition. The mission is to preserve and present Mexican culture, including its rich traditions and contemporary relevance, which I think is really neat. They had what they like to do is focus on the youth and educating them to carry the traditions, and I think that that's really
That's
beautiful.
cool. Yeah.
So, October 28th apparently is for those who died in an accident or violent deaths. October 29th is for individuals who drowned. October 30th for forgotten and lonely souls. October 31st for unborn children, or for and November 1st is for the deceased children, and November 2nd are for adults who died a natural death as well as other deceased adults. So again, here's another instance of another culture or region celebrating several days.
I kind of like that they kind of broke it up like that. That's kind of cool, different.
I've also read somewhere that it was October 27th that it was the animals' spirits.
Oh, I like that one.
So, see,
Because those little babies should get it too.
everyone is celebrated, everyone is appreciated, everyone is all spirits.
I think that's great.
Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, is a multi day holiday that reunites the living and the dead. Families create ofrendas, offerings, to honor their departed family members that have passed. These altars are decorated with bright yellow marigold flowers, photos of the departed, and favorite foods and drinks of the one being honored or ones being offered. The offerings are believed to encourage visits from the land of the dead as the departed souls hear their prayers and smell their foods and join the celebrations. The Day of the Dead is a rare holiday of celebrating death and life. It is unlike any other holiday, meaning mourning is exchanged for celebration.
I think that there should be more of that.
Calaveras are the unique sugar skulls. The skulls are often drawn with a smile as to laugh at death itself. They take away many forms with sugar and clay decorations, and most memorable, the face painting. Sugar skulls are decorated and placed on the ofrendas of the loved ones, and often actually with the name of the loved ones across the forehead.
Nice.
This is used just as a remembrance and another way of celebrating. I couldn't really find more on that. Often loved ones will dress up as these and paint their faces, again, as celebrating their loved ones. I think that is really cool. The Flor de Muerto is the flower of the dead, which is also the marigold. Marigolds are believed to be the pathways that guide the spirits to their ofrendas. The flowers are vibrant in color, and the scent attracts the departed souls as they return to feast on their favorite foods. They are called Flor de Muerto, and they symbolize the beauty and fragility of life. The marigolds are important for everything with celebrations. The ofrenda and offering, while most recognized aspects of the Day of the Dead are representations of the skulls, skeletons, and the tradition that holds the most meaning is the ofrenda. The ofrenda is what holds the whole celebration and is about. It's a collection of offerings dedicated to the person being honored. It is brightly colored with oilcloth covers and tables and tapestries.
Tapestries. Okay.
The lower part of the altar is where offerings are placed, and traditional Mexican cuisine and other items are represented and honored to the person particular tastes. It's also important to remember when you're making your altar, your deceased loved ones should be honored from most recent deceased at the bottom to those who have departed in older times, or I don't know if I'm wording that correctly. So,
It's like a family tree. Older at the
yes,
top, and then, yeah.
there you go, family tree. So, older on the top and the trickle down effect.
Got it.
What I have learned and what I've heard in so many different families, cultures, and regions, it varies, which I think is very interesting. Different families and cultures believe, one, it doesn't matter what frame it is, although then other families believe they strictly have to be in a gold frame. There are some families that solely believe if you've lost a baby this year, you cannot celebrate that baby in the first year because it might confuse the baby in the afterlife,
Oh, okay.
on their journey into the afterlife. so you have to wait that full year, where other families absolutely do not believe that and they celebrate immediately. And that actually goes for other deceased loved ones as well, not just babies, adults too. Very interesting to me.
Hmm.
Some people don't follow that tradition of the most recent deceased to the later deceased. They just decorate the altar however they feel. And I think that's very interesting and beautiful. A lot of people will, a lot of families will go to the cemetery and build personal altars on their on the grave sites and have a party on the grave site. And I think
Might
that
as
is
well.
such a beautiful way of celebrating life and laughing at death. Festivals are carried out in different regions, days of long festivals and different things, which is amazing. This entire tradition is beautiful. A lot of people that I've talked to, it's continued to give them closure over and over and over again, because they're
Yeah.
continuing to celebrate their loved one and they've continued to feel that their loved one is here. Dia de los Muertos has often, the reason why there is confusion as to whether or not where it has originated from is because now it coincides with All Saints Day,
Hmm.
All Hallows Eve. They all mixed together somewhere along the lines. But I think it very much is its own thing and deserves its own recognition from everything else.
Yeah.
From what I was reading, it is not All Saints Day. I can see where it can get confused as All Saints Day, but I think that that is colonism
Probably.
trying to make its way in there. Um, there's something really beautiful about carrying out traditions, carrying out the way things are done. And I think that's what I find so fascinating about this. And every day there's a specific thing done. On the first day, you build your altar. On the second day, you carry out, you leave offerings, food, candies, so on and so forth. And on the last day, you celebrate. In reality, you're celebrating the whole time. You're celebrating your loved one the whole time. You're honoring your loved ones the whole time. And that's really wonderful. I had a cousin get married. I believe it was on the first day of Dia de los Muertos. And they had a beautiful altar at their wedding. And it
Hmm.
was honoring the loved ones that couldn't be there. And it was just kind of breathtaking and really just amazing in every way, you know. There's a question of whether or not, or at least this is a debate in our family, I don't know if this is a debate in anyone else's family, if the photo you bring, if the depending on what that person's wearing in the photo, is that what they come back in?
I like to believe that if they're a ghost, they can come back in whatever they want to wear.
Yeah, it just, so we like, when we're picking out pictures and stuff, oh, is this what they're gonna wear when they come back?
That'd be cool.
So,
I,
are we picking out their outfit for their travel day?
for their for their long journey. That's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's it's quite fun. I just find it very exciting that while I was researching and everything, what was it was so encouraged that whether you're Mexican, whether you're not, you should be celebrating this because you should be celebrating your loved ones. And I think that's beautiful.
That is. What a fun topic, bestie.
So I encourage you, if you're inspired, build an ofrenda this year. Celebrate your loved ones. It might bring you peace, it might bring you closure.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly can't hurt. And if it's a thing that's welcome to everybody and like open to everybody, then sure. I love that. Good topic choice. Good job, bestie.
Thank you.
You nailed it. Let me go free my cat. She's losing her mind.
Was that a cat? I thought I heard a dog bark.
No, it was a poo cat.
Oh,
Go
she doesn't want
on.
to be your coworker anymore.
She's done for the day, clocking out. Okay. Mine could not possibly be in a more different arena. This one goes out to, unfortunately, I fucked up and didn't write down who said this, but it was either, I'm almost certain, either honorary cousin Michael or honorary cousin Brian. So thank you to one of you. Also, my bad. Sorry for not writing it down.
Either way, you both just got shout out. So,
So that here's to you. And I'm covering Hanako-san. Um, as per usual, Japan. Are you okay?
I just got chills.
As soon as you hear Japan, you know it's gonna be some fucked up, like weird ass shit. I don't know what you guys are doing, but thank you for the spooks. So, Hanako-san, or, and I'm gonna fuck this up, Tore no Hanako-san, which means Hanako of the toilet. Yes, yes, you heard me. Is a Japanese
No,
urban legend.
no.
We're
I
hanging out in the toilets. It's a Japanese urban legend about the spirit of a young girl named Hanako who haunts school toilets. Like many urban legends, the details, yes,
no. Like Moaning Myrtle? Sorry.
but Japanese. So
Yeah.
the details of the origins of the legend like vary greatly depending on whatever account you're choosing to follow this thing, right? But different versions of the story include that Hanako-san is the ghost of a World War II era girl who was killed while playing hide and seek during an air raid.
Aw.
Um, Another version is that she was murdered by a parent or stranger, or a third is that she actually committed suicide in a school toilet due to bullying. So, all tragic, sad origins, potentially, which, like, obviously so, because this is a spooky ghost story being. So, legends about Hanako-san have achieved some popularity in Japanese schools where children may challenge classmates to try and summon Hanako-san. It gives Bloody Mary vibes, actually. So, the character, this individual, this being, has been depicted in a variety of media, including films, manga, anime, and video games, and not just as the notorious Hanako-san, but in some as a version that's male, known as Hanako-kun. Kun? I don't know how you say it, but in either case, here's a little bit about the legend and its variations. So, according to legend, Hanako-san is the young girl who haunts the school toilets. She can be described as a yokai or yurei, um, which I think I've covered these in the past. But it's just like, she's like a ghostly being of sorts. So the details of her physical appearance vary across different sources, but she's commonly described as having this like bobbed haircut. She's wearing a red skirt or dress. I guess picture like your typical like Japanese school uniform type of deal.
Yeah.
Um, the details of her origins, like I said, vary depending on whoever you're talking to or whatever. Um, to summon Hanako-san, it is said that individuals must enter a girl's toilet stall, usually on the third floor of a school, specifically, knock 3 times on the third stall, and ask if Hanako-san is present. If theoretically Hanako-san is there, she will reply with some kind of variation of "Yes, I'm here." Depending depending on the story, then the individual might witness the appearance of a bloody or ghostly hand, The hand or Hanako-san herself might pull the individual into the toilet, which might lead to hell, like you do. And or the individual might be eaten by a three-headed lizard who claims that the individual was invading Hanako's privacy.
What in the Harry Potter?
We're honestly not that surprised though, because this is Japan. I mean,
This is why I don't use public bathrooms.
the thing that's so funny to me is when I was a kid growing up in our elementary school, there was a bathroom that was known to be the haunted bathroom,
Oh my
and I
god.
was so freaked out to use that bathroom every time.
That's not where I thought this was going. I thought you were about to be, I use that bathroom all the time and nothing happened.
I mean, okay, I mean both sides of that coin are true. Like I did use the bathroom all the time anyway because it was the closest to the classroom, but also like nothing did ever happen, but it was a freaky ass bathroom regardless. And I actually for class, we had to write short stories and I wrote about the haunted bathroom. So there's just like a fun little history for everybody.
It started when she
Anywho,
was a wee baby.
with a wee little Cassie. So, author and folklorist Matthew Meyer has described the legend of Hanako-san as dating back to the 50s. Michael Dylan Foster, who is author of The Book of Yokai, Mysterious Creatures of Japanese Folklore, shares that, in his opinion, Hanako-san is well known because it is essentially an urban legend associated with schools all over Japan. And since the 1990s, it has also been used in films. It has become part of popular culture, and so therefore it is not just orally transmitted or local folklore, but something much larger. And so in 2014, there was an article published by NPR describing Hanako-san as having, quote, become a fixture of Japanese urban folklore over the last 70 years. And it is essentially a freaky, weird schoolgirl version of Bloody Mary, Japanese style.
Yeah, it is. It's the
And
toilet
that's
version of Bloody Mary.
it's toilet Bloody Mary. And that's really all there is to it. Like there's not a lot out there about Hanako-san. It was interesting to research. I think like I feel like there's like a lot of shit around bathrooms with Japanese shit. Like I think about like The Grudge and like the shit was like in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And like it is weird because as a kid I did have this fear that like something was going to come out of the toilet and get me and I don't know what that was based in. I probably saw some shit at some point. I don't
Me
know.
too, though.
Right? Like so I don't know. I don't know what it is about bathrooms. I think it's the same type of thing in my mind as like bedrooms, where you're in a very vulnerable state in either case.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like maybe that's what makes it so freaky. I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, that's the legend of Hanako-san. My favorite version is that a three-headed lizard will bring you down to the
Hell.
portal to hell, aka the toilet. Which love that because gotta say, when I eat too much Taco Bell, the toilet is the portal to hell.
Same.
I mean, I'm just being honest. So anyway, that's Hanako-san. Thank you to either of the honorary cousins who sent this in. It was a lot of fun to research. It was some freaky
That's so
shit.
much.
There's a lot to unpack there. I like how they're like, you have to go to the third floor in the girls' bathroom and the third stall, and you have to
And
knock
the
three
third, not
times.
333. And
So
then
many
the
threes.
three-headed lizard.
And the three-headed lizard. It's so much thrice. So anywho, very specific circumstances, but if you ever go to Japan and somehow make your way into a kid's school on the third floor, girls' bathroom, not that we're like advocating for you to do that, but let us
Absolutely
know.
not. We are not responsible for your actions.
I mean, we could try it in like some American bathrooms and see what happens if she just shows up. It
Just
just might take a
appears.
little longer because she's got a while to come over from Japan, you know, and
Yeah,
also
that tunnel
hell.
system.
Right, precisely. But anyway, let us know what you think. I don't believe she's real, just like I don't believe Bloody Mary is real, but I do think it's a fun urban legend nonetheless.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I also think it's strange and interesting how there's like three very distinct possible origins for her, supposedly. Um, yeah, there you have it.
Wow.
That's Hanako-san. I know, Japan. Are
Are
you
you
okay?
okay?
We just don't know. But anyway, this was a fun, spooky, interesting cultural episode. I
Yeah,
love
it
this.
was. I
And
love
a nice
us.
way to kind of round out spooky season, if you will.
Yes, it was.
It was. And as always, thank you for listening. And until next time.
Stay strange.